Scheana Shay reacts to Lala and Tom Schwartz rumors. Scheana Shay has some serious thoughts about Lala's rumored relationship with Tom Schwartz. The Vanderpump Rules alum took to her podcast, Shenanigans with Scheana Shay, on July 4, where she opened up about the rumors, which both Tom and Lala have dispelled on their own. More on that down below. I can tell you this. If they're secretly dating from me because I have heard this only online, Scheana said. So as far as I know, there is no truth to this. Although Scheana normally gets all the tea about her friends, as seen in the video above, she joked on her podcast. But I mean, if it's a secret, I guess it's a secret, she said jokingly. We know Schwartz can keep a secret. I'm just kidding. No, I don't think there is any truth to that, she added. Is Lala dating Tom Schwartz? No, she is not. Lala appeared on Tom's podcast, Detox Retox with Tom Schwartz, earlier in the month, where the two close friends addressed the rumors and admitted that they had no idea where the rumor started. If it's on the internet, it's true, right? Tom asked Lala jokingly on the podcast. Would Lala ever consider dating Tom Schwartz? But Lala has considered dating Tom. During a June 23 episode of her podcast, Give Them Lala, alongside Tom, Lala admitted that she had put some thought into having a relationship with him. Can I tell you, Schwartzy, we got this so much on EVPR Season 11, she said. And I didn't realize it because I avoid the comment section, but it was every time I went on a podcast or anything like that. People always said that we talked about it. I feel like I would be way too high-strung and intense for you. Scheana Shay shares updates on her friendships with Lala and Tom Schwartz. Rest assured, Scheana is still close with Lala and Tom. During her podcast, Scheana admitted that her daughter, Summer Moon Honey Davies, is also super close friends with Lala's oldest daughter, Ocean Emmett, and was over Lala's house twice in the past week. The girls were swimming together, she shared. We normally do gymnastics together every week, but Summer has been in summer camp, and they haven't been together as much because we're on summer break right now. But once they're back in school together, they'll be back on the same schedule. Those kids are inseparable when they're together. They fight like sisters, they love like sisters. Scheana also admitted that she talks to Tom all the time. I text with Schwartz often, she said. I literally FaceTimed with Schwartz yesterday. All right, you guys, settle in, Scheana began, her voice a familiar blend of California lilt and genuine bewilderment. Because apparently the internet has decided that Lala and Schwartz are secretly, deeply, madly in love and eloping to Vegas tomorrow. And let me tell you, if that's the case, they are really good at keeping secrets, even from me. And that's saying something because I usually know everything. A beat of laughter, both from Scheana and her off-camera producer. Seriously though, she continued, leaning closer to the mic, I have heard about this thing only online. Like, it just popped up. People are DMing me, tweeting at me, asking if it's true. And my honest-to-God answer, as of this very moment, July 4th, is that there is no truth to this. At least, not as far as I know. She paused, a mischievous glint in her eye. But I mean, if it's a secret, I guess it's a secret, right? We know Schwartz can keep a secret. I'm just kidding. She let out a peal of laughter. No, I genuinely don't think there's any truth to it. I talk to both of them, like all the time. Scheana remembered the first time the rumors had trickled into her feed. A fan had tagged her in a speculative post, juxtaposing an old photo of Lala and Schwartz, laughing at some Vanderpump Rules event with a caption implying a secret romance. Her initial reaction had been a dismissive eye roll. She knew Lala. She knew Schwartz. They were friends. Close friends, yes, but not that kind of close. At least, not to her knowledge. Then came the podcasts. Lala had been on Schwartz's podcast, Detox Retox with Tom Schwartz. Scheana had listened, mostly for support, partially out of curiosity. And there, amidst their usual banter, they had addressed the elephant in the room directly. It was so funny, Scheana recounted on her own podcast. Schwartz was like, "If it's on the internet, it's true, right?" Totally deadpan, classic Schwartz humor. And Lala just burst out laughing. They were both like, "We have no idea where this even started," and they really didn't. It sounded so genuine, their confusion. She imagined the scene, Tom Schwartz, perpetually a little bewildered by the chaos of his own life, staring at his computer screen, seeing his name linked romantically to Lala Kent. And Lala, ever the pragmatist, probably just shrugging her shoulders and saying, "Well, that's new." But then Scheana remembered another piece of the puzzle, a different podcast episode from Lala's own show, Give Them Lala. This one had been a few weeks prior, on June 23rd, and Schwartz had been her guest. It was during that conversation that Lala had admitted something that had, admittedly, made Scheana raise an eyebrow. "Okay, so this is where it gets interesting, you guys," Scheana explained to her listeners, lowering her voice conspiratorially, as if sharing a secret even though the information was already public. Because Lala did admit that people had been bringing this up during season 11 of Vanderpump Rules. She said she didn't realize it at the time because she avoids the comment section, which, honestly, good for her, but that it was everywhere. Scheana paused, letting the revelation sink in, and then Lala actually said that she had put some thought into it. She said, and I quote, "Can I tell you, Schwartzy, we got this so much on season 11. And I didn't realize it because I avoid the comment section, but it was every time I went on a podcast or anything like that. People always said that, we talked about it. I feel like I would be way too high-strung and intense for you." A thoughtful hum from Scheana. Now that's where it gets a little spicy, right? Because Lala considered it. She thought about it. And she decided against it because she felt she'd be too high-strung and intense for him. Which, honestly, isn't that just the most Lala and Schwartz reason ever not to date? She chuckled, picturing the dynamic. Lala's fiery intensity clashing with Schwartz's laid-back, often indecisive nature. It was a recipe for either explosive passion or spectacular disaster, and Lala, to her credit, seemed to have accurately predicted the latter. So yes, she considered it, Scheana reiterated. But it sounds like she quickly dismissed the idea based on their personalities. It wasn't like, "Oh my God, I'm secretly in love with Schwartz, but I can't tell anyone." It was more like, "Yeah, people keep asking about this, and I thought about it for a second, and nope, not happening." The beauty of the Vanderpump Rules universe, Scheana reflected, was its interconnectedness. Friendships ebbed and flowed, alliances shifted, but core bonds often remained. And despite the endless speculation and drama, her relationships with both Lala and Schwartz were firmly intact. And just to put everyone's minds at ease, Scheana said, her voice softening, "My friendships with Lala and Schwartz are completely fine. We're all good." She then launched into an update on her daughter, Summer Moon Honey Davies, and Lala's daughter, Ocean Kent Emmett. "Honestly, the kids are probably the closest ones in this whole scenario," Scheana laughed. "Summer was at Lala's house twice just this past week. The girls were swimming together, running around, probably causing all sorts of adorable chaos. We normally do gymnastics together every week," she continued, "but Summer has been in summer camp. And they haven't been together as much because we're on summer break right now. But once they're back in school together, they'll be back on the same schedule. And honestly, those kids are inseparable when they're together. They fight like sisters, they love like sisters. It's the cutest thing. And Schwartz? I text with Schwartz often," Scheana confirmed. "I literally FaceTimed with Schwartz yesterday. We were just catching up, talking about random stuff. No secret love confessions, no whispered plans for a Vegas elopement, just regular old Schwartz being Schwartz." As the podcast episode wound down, Scheana felt a sense of satisfaction. She had addressed the rumors directly, given her perspective, and hopefully calmed the internet's collective anxiety about this particular Vanderpump Rules pairing. So there you have it, Shenanigans fam, she concluded. The short answer is no. Lala and Schwartz are not secretly dating. They're friends. They're good friends. Lala considered it and quickly moved on. And my relationships with both of them are solid. No tea to spill on this one, unless you count the actual tea I'm drinking right now. She took a sip, a small smile playing on her lips. Sometimes, Scheana mused aloud, the most dramatic rumors are the ones that are just, not true. But hey, it keeps things interesting, right? Keeps us all talking. She signed off, the familiar outro music fading in. The mic was cold now, but the conversation, both online and in her own mind, continued. In the ever-evolving world of reality television, where perception often became reality, Scheana Shay had offered a dose of clarity. And for now, that was enough. The Lala and Schwartz romance, it seemed, would remain firmly in the realm of fan fiction. And in the world of Vanderpump Rules, that was almost a scandal in itself.